In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes were put there a number of hours before.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Watch Hillary examine the terrain. Watch a campaign with the man Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine in the membrane. Tim Kaine in the brain.
All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore. All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore. All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA anymore.
In the governor's race here in Virginia.
All of a sudden, we can't talk
Getting
about
back to the basics of teaching children,
all of a sudden,
not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that I don't, what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't
Well,
like?
I'm not going to, you know,
all of a sudden, we
I don't.
can't talk about Neanderthal DNA. All of a sudden, we
I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it's something that I'm not, that I don't care for.
All of a sudden, we can't
I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't have that much knowledge on it. Getting back to the basics of getting back to the basics of getting back to the basics getting back to the basics getting back to the basics getting back to the basics, not teaching them critical race theory, not teaching them critical race theory, not teaching them critical race theory. Back to the basics of teaching children. Little bit that I know I don't care for.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about
what little bit that I know I don't care for. Specifics of it, because I'm going to get into the specifics of it. I'm going to get into the specifics of it. Get into the specifics of it because I don't. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to get in. I don't have that much knowledge on it.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA.
I don't.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA.
I don't have the.
All of a sudden, we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA.
I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't.
All of a sudden, we can't
I don't.
talk about Neanderthal DNA.
I don't have that much knowledge on it. Basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory, not teaching them critical race theory, not teaching them critical race theory. I don't have that much knowledge on it, but.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
Unbelievable.
That the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump plus. We need Trump plus. We need Trump plus. Need Trump plus. Need Trump plus. That the most.
You will file articles of impeachment against President Joe Biden.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Is it on? Is this thing on? Hello? 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 Is it on? Hello, folks, and welcome to another episodic in style goddamnation of Above It All, your favorite podcast in the history of podcasts. This angle is not so great. I'm going to be honest. This angle could use some work. Could use some work on this angle. How about this? How's this angle? So, here we are. We are here. I've survived one more day. And so I'm here. I'm alive. I'm continuing to live. I am both live and alive as there is blood coursing through my system. You ever think about the fact that, like, your body is like there's more going on in your body, like, than we can perceive going on the whole planet. This is bizarre. Hello? Is this thing on? What the fuck? I had like literally, I had 0 frames for like 4 seconds, and then it was fine, but YouTube took like 2 minutes. Anyway, folks, so I'm just saying, like, take care of your body. You are God when it comes to your body, folks. Like, your body is not like, oh, I'm one person. You know, I'm one person, whatever. I don't care if I eat myself to death. I don't care if I, sit at home all day and don't get any exercise. Because I'm just one person. I'm not hurting anyone else. No, you are. You're hurting the trillions and trillions of life forms in your body that your body is made up of. You are God, folks. And I need you to understand that. And you got to start behaving as such. We are all gods. Any religion that has ever existed cannot possibly describe a godlike relationship even close to the one that you have with your body. So, just keep that in mind, There's ecosystems. There's people getting retirement plans in your body. They got plans, motherfucker. So when you go to Wendy's or Taco Bell for the 7th time this week, and it's only Wednesday, you got to start thinking about your liver cell that has that retirement plan. So, I'm just saying, my God, right? Like, I'm just throwing that out there, treat yourself with the respect that your body deserves. Because if you don't deserve it, let's be honest here. You're a piece of shit. Like, let's be real. Let's all drop all pretense. You're a fucking piece of shit. We all know it. I know it. You know it. Your body knows it. Oh God, your body knows it. Right? So let's not pretend here. You're a fucking piece of garbage, right? That being said, you should be a good piece of garbage because, there's a lot of people depending on you. So I'm just, woo. So we got a show here today, folks. I'm going to do a show. I'm going to lean into this because I find it funny, and I know that I'm entering a feedback loop with this guy, but it's funny, so at least it's funny to me. And I'm going to be honest, literally the only thing I care about when it comes to this show is entertaining myself. Because if I'm not entertained, then I'm going to get bored. And if I'm bored, then I'm not going to do the show. So, just throwing that out there. Oh no. Alright, so this guy has been leaving these comments that are really bizarre. And so I wanted to read this one. I mean, again, this is like a literal content mine for me. So, DB Cooper is back. And they left a comment on a video I made recently about the nurse that got fired for pretending to be religious. And again, I know, but I enjoy this. I really need you to know I am not like most of these YouTubers out there. I, enjoy the interaction with other people. Otherwise, I would just be journaling right now. I don't need to do this as a live show. I could just write this down in a book and go like, all right. But no, I'm doing a live show. And so I love interacting with people. And what I love, this is like, I'm going to be honest, folks. And I'm going to be and I know DB Cooper, what's up, fella? Fella, you're watching this. Bear with me. I'll get to you in a second. But this guy is like the perfect, like it's a Venn diagram, right? Where there's stupid, but then like verbose. That's the Venn diagram here. Like stupid people can be stupid and sometimes they can't type, right? And they don't know how to form sentences. But then you've got some verbose ass bitch who like can write down entire novelizations of like, their morning ritual, like, and it's like a 400-page tome that they can iron out before 11:30, right? And then there's the Venn diagram where you get those people that have those qualities, and then you're in the middle, and that's DB Cooper. This guy is so fucking dumb, batshit insane, yet they also are capable and willing. Now, the capability is one thing, but the willingness, like the willingness to continue to post this is incredible. So let's read. So again, this is on the video where I laughed at the nurse who pretended to be religious as a way to avoid taking medicine while trying to be a nurse and having other people's lives at her whim or whatever. Good luck replacing all of the healthcare workers that the Democratic Party purges. Is the National Guard going to take that whole industry over too? A few years of mandatory RN school for every light wheel mechanic? I can see it now. Sergeant Smith, the avionics tech, drives a Werner truck while listening to instructional audio programs on how to become a surgical assistant, folks. Here's an idea. Stop going on about how superior you are to those healthcare workers you'll not actively replace for another 30 or more years from now. Or how about 0? I'm never going to be a healthcare worker. I'm afraid of blood. But most of the workers who refused the vaccine for religious reasons went with that excuse because it was their best shot. In truth, the Johnson & Johnson nightmare snapped a lot of healthcare workers out of the Democrat Party fog. These vaccines are still experimental, and not all of the lab rats get to live. So, folks, I'm just got to point this out. Johnson & Johnson is not the only vaccine manufacturer. So I'm just throwing that out there. Doing away with religious freedom is yet another authoritarian, jackbooted, progressive Democrat idea that makes Allen of citizens hate you. The pagan Wicca wannabe Satanist thing most of you are into makes far less sense than any ancient tradition you want to abolish. I'm not a Bible thumper, but I'll proudly defend anyone's right to choose to be one. So just for reference here, folks, paganism is actually more ancient than any of these religions that are practiced today, like Christianity, Judaism, Islam. Paganism is actually, it far predates Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. So the idea that paganism is new or some shit, or, but again, we're at that perfect part of the Venn diagram. Where like the stupid meets the verbosity and it explodes into a beautiful flower. How dare you accuse same thing, so of course you follow suit in patriotic fervor. President Huggies has never made any anti-religious remarks. If he did, I would love him, but I don't love him. I hate Joe Biden. So this idea that first of all, that I'm a Democrat. Yes, I'm a Democrat. I'm exposed. So I'm a Democrat, but I also love President Biden. He's my favorite. In fact, I've got I've got a shrine to him in my closet, and I go in there and, I light the candles and I say the prayers and I go like, oh, yeah, that's what I do because I love Biden so much. Again, it's incredible to me. It's incredible. What is so scientific about any current progressive social movement? At this point, biology is no longer considered to be science by progressives because the party ideal says we can biologically imagine ourselves to be whatever we want now. So, I don't even know what that means. I really don't. But again, what is so scientific about any current progressive social movement? Okay, I'll tell you something scientific. Greenhouse gas emissions raise the temperature of the planet because it traps heat inside the atmosphere. Anyone? Is that scientific? Does anyone know? Climate change, motherfucker. Hey, you ever heard of it? All right. If you're such an accomplished scientist, why are you not working as one? Why aren't you performing heart replacement surgery or coming up with the magical cure for some untreatable disease instead of making YouTube content about the inferiority of those healthcare workers who are different than yourself? Folks, we all know the most important job for a scientist is heart replacement surgery. That's not... You might think doctors would be involved in replacing people's hearts. No. Actually, it's scientists. I know why. It's because progressive kids get $200,000 degree in totally useless, quote, ... studies. Scams that barely require literacy to obtain. What? Again, none of this makes any sense, right? But the idea that someone is it took them at least 5 minutes to write this. The idea, and how long is my video even? Let's find out. Hold up. My video is 6 minutes. All right. So it took this person longer, presumably, than the entirety of my video to produce this comment. If that's not incredible, I don't know what is. So I just wanted to play that or share that moment with y'all. There's a lot of dumb fuck motherfuckers out there, but you got to be able to find a way to use them for your entertainment. And here we are. So thank you all. Think about this from my perspective, right? It's easy content farming. Easy content farming. Right? If this guy leaves a comment on my videos every single day, I can do this every single day, and it's funnier and funnier and funnier. And then again, also keep in mind that every time they leave a comment, they load the video. Now, boomers, and this guy's most certainly a boomer, are significantly less likely to have ad block. So when they're loading the video over and over and over to comment over and over and over, you know what they're doing? They're watching ads over and over and over, and they're going to go out and buy some Clorox or whatever the fuck that's being advertised on my channel. So I'm just saying, again, it's funny. It's fucking funny. You gotta know the depth of fucking insanity that we're dealing with here. My God. Dear God. Dear God. Dear God. Yo, so I'm on Twitter, and hashtag HODL is trending. And it's basically a bunch of women taking photographs of themselves. I mean, very sexually explicit photographs of themselves. And, it's great. So I'm just saying, like, go click on hashtag HODL if you want to see that. So, because that's what I'm doing. Instead of doing a podcast, which I could be doing, I'm scrolling through Twitter on the HODL hashtag and looking at women in bathtubs talking about cryptocurrencies. So that's what I'm doing with my life. I suggest you do the same, honestly. Like, if I were you, I would be doing the same exact thing. I don't know why you're watching this show when you could be scrolling through hashtag HODL. By the way, folks, I made a lot of money on cryptocurrencies yesterday. Can I blog? Am I allowed to blog? Do people get mad when I do this? Because I know, a lot of people probably don't appreciate, me talking about crypto. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that anymore. I really don't. But I made a lot of money on cryptocurrency last night. And so I'm happy about it. I'm in a good mood because of it. So let me share to you my journey with the chart. So last night, I got extremely high. I stopped the stream. I got extremely high. So now, folks, we all know, you all know, I love getting high, right? Like that's my thing. I love to get high and then watch cryptocurrency charts. So, watch my journey here. So check this out. So this is a cryptocurrency I am in. So I go open the charts because when I get high, I love to have this on my other monitor while I play Path of Exile or something and, be a depressed little, slob. And then I see this right now again. Now imagine this is the only thing you see. Check this out, right? This is the only thing that exists. So you're in there, 80 cents per whatever this fucking shitcoin is, right? Boom. Uh-oh. Right? Like, what's going on? There's something going on here. Right? What is happening? Right? So I decide to consume more marijuana at this moment, and then it goes down, and I'm thinking, all right, never mind. False alarm. False alarm, folks. It's over. It's a false alarm. It's, just a temporary, but wait. What's going on? Okay, it's 83. Now it's 84. Look at this. And then, so now keep in mind, I'm starting to have a panic attack, right? Because I got a lot of money in this shitcoin, and I'm really high. So I'm high right now as well, for reference. In fact, I ingested so much marijuana product last night that I'm still high. I woke up extremely high still, and so that's how high I got last night. So imagine, being high for 15 hours. Imagine what the first 4 hours were like. And so this is my story from last night. So then it goes up to 90. All right. Wow. A 10-cent leap. Can you imagine such a scenario? That's like 12%. But wait, there's more. There's more. So check this out. Then I'm thinking, all right, it's just, it's no biggie. Maybe I'll sell something. Maybe I'll make a little money. Maybe I'll, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something. So I'm thinking, all right, let's just watch it happen. Oh, it's going down. Look at that. It's all over. It's all over. What coin? It's on screen. It's right here. Look. It's on screen. So it's all over. My dream of owning 17 hot tubs and having 98 dogs is, it's over. The dream is dead. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm Googling ways to commit, I'm doing that whole thing. But wait, then there's hope. You see this? There's hope. That's what they call hope right there, as well as cope. But then, wait, it's down, but it's up. And then it continues. Wait a second. And then it goes even higher. Look at that. And then, so this is my entire night. I was watching this chart And it went all the way up to here, and I'm thinking, whoa. Now keep in mind, at this point, 98 dogs, I'm thinking 980 dogs at this point. So again, I'm really high, right? I can feel my heartbeat, and I can feel the blood coursing through my veins as I'm watching this chart. But wait, then it goes down. And I'm thinking, it can't last forever. It can't last forever. There's no way. The dream is dead. So it continues to go down. But wait, it's continuing to go down. But I'm still thinking, I'm coping now. I'm coping. I'm thinking, all right, still 102. That's still a lot better than 80. That's what I'm thinking at the time. I'm coping. I've got the sweat, Max is crying. I'm hugging him. Right? And then it goes back up. Look at that. And then, whoa, 118. Can you believe it? Now, again, it was 80 previously. This motherfucker went up like 35%. And then I sell. Right? I sell. And I'm thinking, okay. It is gambling, folks. I am a gambler. This is like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Or, poker or something. I'm a gambler, so I sell. I think, you know what? 35-ish%. That's not bad. So I'm selling here. All right. But wait. And then it goes down. 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 But guess what? I already sold. So guess what? Then it goes back up. And I'm thinking, uh-oh. Did I sell too early? Wait. And then it goes down. And then it goes down. And then it goes down. And then wait. It goes back up. Now, again, this is around when I go to sleep, right? And so I wake up, and now it's all the way back down here. Look at that. So then I decide this morning to get more. And so that's my crypto journey last night. So just wanted to share that. It's not visible. This is the hive. Come on. You should know that. So that's my journey last night. That's my journey. Whoa. Hurt my thumb. Someone made a lot of money and someone lost a lot of money. Yes, and I'm the one who made it. So, just again, it's another victory. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a very intelligent person. I've got a high IQ. And that's all I can tell you. So, I mean, hey, I'm just saying. I mean, it's what are you gonna do? It's funny seeing me do what, cryptocurrency? Because yeah, I like cryptocurrency. It gives me something to do. It's copium speaking. Oh, don't worry about me. I sold above $1 and now it's back down. So as far as I'm concerned, just making a lot more money. I love to gamble, folks. I'm an addict. All right. Let's do the protest recap. And I'm humble. That's true. All right. So yesterday, was it day 197? God damn it, every time. Yes, okay, yesterday was day 197 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, over the police shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. We had a pretty good showing yesterday. We walked around the county and the federal buildings as usual. And again, it's been 197 days. We're approaching the 200th day of consecutive protests. And again, people are still out here every single day. We have people, chant with us out their windows when they drive by. We have people that are walking through downtown, give us the fist or whatever. That's cool. I wish they would participate in the actual marches as well. But, that's fine. I value any participation. And again, the goal of this movement is to ensure that nobody in Elizabeth City forgets what happened on April 21st. What happened was that Andrew Brown Jr., a father of 7 children, was shot in the back of the head. And the videotape has still yet to be released. And that, to me, is a problem. Why have body cameras if they're not released immediately upon anyone ever need? No one needs a body camera being released when a cop is, giving someone a parking ticket or something when they're not even in the car. You don't need a body camera for that. Personally, yes, I think you do, but we're not demanding, oh shit, that got a parking ticket, let me see the body cam. Someone was shot in the back of the head, folks. That's a problem. And yet they are holding on to this body camera footage for dear life, and it's a problem. So we've been out here for 197 days consecutively. Not a missed moment. And it's an incredible thing for such small town solidarity. So, shout outs to Elizabeth City for sure. Because this is setting an example, in my opinion, that people should learn from. MS Pintail. Now, obviously, I need to let you know that I have a sizable position in what I'm about to recommend. But I would recommend BAT. I would recommend Hive. And I would recommend Litecoin. I feel like Litecoin is going to break out at any point. That's my prediction. But Hive just went up 35% last night, so it's very volatile, and then it went back down. BAT doubled over the course of last week, and then it went back down considerably. It went from like 60 cents to $1.55, I think, and now it's back to $1. So that's something that's, if you want to be really stupid, Shiba Inu, that's pumping up and down like 15% per day if you want to be really stupid. But that's I would not recommend that to anybody. You don't cover Rittenhouse trial. I am not doing day-to-day updates on the Rittenhouse trial, no. I feel like there's other people that are better at that than me that are doing that, and I feel like anything I would just go watch someone who's better than me at covering legal stuff. Hey, hey, again, it is dumb. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying it's an option. It's up and down 15% per day. That's the kind of shit that I like. I love shit that's up and down. I love being up. I love being down. Speaking of being down, let's watch this. I don't know what... I guess we're bringing the 4:3 aspect ratio back. As a 1990s gamer, you can see my PlayStation collection behind me. I love the 4:3 aspect ratio. So with that being said, let's listen to Joe Manchin talk about some stupid shit.
We just have to work together. We can't go too far left. This is not a center left or a left country.
So I want to be very clear. Left wing does not mean anything. If you ask someone what left means, politically left, they are not going to know what the fuck that means. 99.9% of people just think left wing and right wing mean anything that they want, right? So again, what would you classify as politically left leaning? I don't know, socialized medicine? Well, you got about 70% of Americans that believe in that. So that's pretty that's pretty left-wing. Again, stimulus checks. Most Americans believe that we should be getting stimulus checks, given that we are in an economic depression. That's a politically left-leaning, plan. Paid family leave. Sounds politically left-leaning to me. You get paid time off to spend with your family. Sounds good. Right, so again, all these provisions, a lot of these provisions are in this Build Back Better agenda, and most of them are extremely popular, have 70 to 80% approval rating. Right? But in Joe Manchin's world, we're not a left-leaning country. Whatever.
We are a center, if anything, as a little center-right country, and that's being shown. And we ought to be able to recognize that. And all of my friends on the left are progressives or liberals or whatever. I said, I'm not. I always say that I'm a responsible West Virginia Democrat. Now
again, in West Virginia, 70% of not Democrats, not Republicans, not socialists, 70% of citizens in West Virginia support Joe Biden's $3.5 trillion Build Back Better plan. And now, Joe Manchin isn't even letting a $1.75 trillion... Half! Do you understand this? Half So, West Virginians, 70% of West Virginians support double of what is on the table at this point in time. Joe Manchin is not even supporting half.
Fiscally responsible and socially compassionate. I think most people in the middle feel that way.
Socially compassionate. That's why Joe Manchin voted with Republicans on anti-transgender legislation. Because he is socially compassionate. The fuck does that mean? Yeah, I'm socially compassionate. By the way, we should ban trans people from ever participating in any sports. They should be banned from international travel. They shouldn't have any sort of healthcare protections, mental health protections. Nah, fuck them. We should, ban them from bathrooms. I'm Joe Manchin. I'm socially compassionate. What? Huh? So he is neither socially compassionate or fiscally responsible at all.
But I also empathize with the people on the far left and the far right. That's aspirational.
What?
Empathize with the people on the far left and the far right. That's aspirational. But come together, realize what can and can't be done that way. But I also empathize with the people on the far left and the far right.
Joe Manchin empathizes with neo-Nazis. What? I'm sorry. What? Yes, the two famous both sides. It's the same coin. It's two sides of the same coin. People that want homeless people to have houses are literally the exact same as people that want to massacre Jewish people in the streets. They're the same. It's the same. People that want their grandma to have a hearing aid are basically the same as those who want to lynch black people. They're the same thing. Grandma being able to hear me when I ask her what she wants for dinner is basically the same thing as the Holocaust. When you really think about it. When you really, just all your mental processing powers put into place thinking about these big ideas, you'll realize that wanting to have roads that have no potholes is essentially the same thing as wanting to destroy the planet with climate denialism. It's the same thing. What? This guy, I mean, I don't even, I got nothing. It's nothing at all. Are we debating whether or not crypto is gambling? Because I'm in on this. Let me read. Okay, so yes. I think, now, first of all, I have a very addictive personality, and I like gambling. It's one of the reasons I like speedrunning, because speedrunning is gambling. You play the same game over and over again, hoping for a better outcome. That's gambling, right? So I have a very addictive personality. I like gambling. I think the stock market and cryptocurrency are both gambling. However, it's kind of like, like a card game where there's the skill component, which is the research that you can put in, and then there's the everything else. Like, yes, you can research and make a move. You can ponder a move, and then you can still gamble. It's absolutely gambling, and that's why I love it so much. Daniel Johnson, I pretty much agree with you. Anyone who had any organizational skills at all who's a militant left-winger has been dismantled systemically a long time ago. Just don't get addicted or gamble money you don't need. Well, I am both addicted and I gamble with money that I need. So, those are both true for me. So I'm violating both of your principles. But that's just how it is. I'm sorry. Speaking of how it is. Folks, Phil Murphy caught with his goddamn hand in the goddamn cookie jar. And here's the proof. A random poll worker just didn't give a shit. The election's been stolen, folks. One random poll worker just kind of said, whatever the fuck, who cares? They'll figure it out later. It's a conspiracy. Let's watch.
You voted in the election in January of last year?
The presidential. Yeah.
And did you register?
No, I wasn't registered either.
Are you registered now?
Oh, I never filled anything out, no.
Okay, then I can't see how you can vote because you're not registered.
I do remember him.
Okay.
Remember we was allowing anyone to come in.
We was allowing anybody to come in and they say
president.
Yeah, during the general, they just let us.
Okay. I'll let you fill out a ballot now. Whether or not it's going to be, they're going to count it, I don't know.
But I don't know if it works.
So again, this poll worker is so this guy is going in there trying to force this poll worker to violate the law, right? And the poll worker's like, yeah, like, I don't really feel like dealing with this. If you're not validly voting, then they're going to figure it out later. Because that's the whole point of the tabulation process. It goes to the county and they verify whether or not all the votes are accurate. So it's not like the poll worker is the one that gives the stamp of approval and then it goes. So again,
works because I'm an but I'm an Irish citizen. I'm not.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you have some citizenship here?
With the work visa, yeah.
Listen, we'll let you do it. They'll figure that out.
Oh my God. So again, the election was stolen. One person just didn't give a shit and wanted to get home already. Therefore, throw it all away. Again, Project Veritas is so goddamn stupid, folks. It's so... And also, this has nothing to do with the... they went... I guarantee you, the only example of quote-unquote election integrity being dismantled is Project Veritas doing this fake bullshit. I guarantee you no other Irish citizens are going in there, I should have voted. That's not what they're fucking doing. I don't right, that's I don't. I mean, these people, they actually... Now, are they doing this in Virginia? Are they going down to Virginia to do these? No! They only did it in New Jersey because Phil Murphy fucking won in New Jersey. Like, I just, like, this whole... I mean, my God. Like, the right-wingers nowadays are just... They're out of it, man. They're out of their fucking minds. They're out of their fucking minds, folks. And they're wasting my goddamn time. That's what they're doing. At the end of the day, my time is fucking wasted. Just kidding, because I can monetize my time, so it's all good. Anastasia, they do, actually. Like, it's they match names to registrations. Monsters do what monsters do. As long as they're not doing me. That's all I'm concerned with. Alright, what did I miss? What did I miss? You can use in Australia. I use Binance. Though I am a US... I'm pretty sure that they work in Australia. I'm not sure, but I use Binance. Like, if you were to jump behind the poll place and grab a ballot and then fill it out and put it in, it wouldn't do anything because it's not synchronized to a registered voter. Let's talk about this. So the right-wing media sphere is not happy with Lindsey Graham. And Lindsey Graham, it seems, isn't even really trying at this point to put out the fire. So here we have some tweet on Twitter. There could have been dozens of Ashley Babbitts. On January 6th, Lindsey Graham called for law enforcement to shoot the rioters. He yelled at them, "Take back the Senate. You've got guns. Use them. We give you guns for a reason. Use them." They didn't, except once. So I covered this the other day, and Tucker Carlson, he's in on it. Let's watch.
While we're at it, that's not the only question that we have. We learned something else really, really interesting. And it's about someone else who tells you he's really conservative. Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. He's always running around telling you he's going to have another hearing into this. Conservatism, I'm conservative. Well, we just learned from this very long Washington Post rebuttal to our documentary series that on January 6th, Lindsey Graham was running around the Capitol ordering the Capitol Police to murder the protesters. Quote, "You've got guns, use them. We give you guns for a reason," shrieked Lindsey Graham. "Shoot American citizens for the crime of trespassing." Really? This is the conservative position? Unarmed protesters show up. Look, they shouldn't have been there. We've never defended that and never would. But kill them? What the hell's wrong with you, Lindsey Graham? How long before you're ordering drone attacks on people whose politics you don't like? What a revealing moment this is.
So now, hear me out. I'm gonna enter the time machine. We're gonna go back all the way to May of 2020. When Tucker Carlson and the entirety of right-wing media was demanding that police shoot and kill all the rioters in the world in 2020. Now, let's think about what Tucker Carlson's coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is like. Kyle Rittenhouse went out and shot and killed rioters. And they're all defending him. And they all donated to his bail fund. And they're all funding his lawyers. So, like, hey, I'm just saying, like, I'm just throwing that out there, that, you know, the hypocrisy, LMAO, XD, look at them, they're saying the opposite thing. Whoa, it's almost like they know that they're doing that, and they can just get away with that because the people that follow Tucker Carlson are dumb. They're dumb as fuck. If you watch Tucker Carlson and you go like, yep, I got news for you. Well, I probably don't have news for you, but I got news for everyone else about you. You are a dumb fuck motherfucker. Again, now, am I agreeing with Lindsey Graham that we should just shoot and kill all protesters all the time? Hey, hey, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Hey, I'm just saying. I didn't say it. It was the opinion of somebody, and in this case, not me. But what I'm saying is, maybe, just maybe, if you spend all of 2020 advocating to kill Black Lives Matter protesters, maybe you shouldn't be talking about, you know, whether or not insurrectionists should be killed. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. And I also find it funny that Lindsey Graham said that. I think this whole thing is funny. And so we're going to see how this one plays out. But I mean, it's again, this is high grade comedy. Because if we can't laugh at the downfall of the American empire, then I'm just going to be depressed and I'm going to cut myself. So, and I'm not going to do that because I'm laughing at it. Ha ha! This is pretty good. All right, folks. Let's talk about some good-ass news. Ready to talk about some good-ass news? That's right. Got some ass news here, and it's good. So, huge win in the 2021 elections, and that is in the case of Detroit. Detroit voters approve psychedelics decriminalization ballot measure. It's all over the place. I mean, I'm just saying, like, this is like maybe the 15th fucking city that's done this year, and hey, it's happening, and I'm here for it. I'm literally here, and I am ready, and I'm for it. Detroit voters approved a ballot initiative to widely decriminalize psychedelics, making it the latest in a growing number of jurisdictions to enact the reform. Unofficial results on Tuesday evening showed the measure, which states that the city will decriminalize to the fullest extent permitted under Michigan law the personal possession and therapeutic use of entheogenic plants by adults, leading by a margin of 61% to 39% with 100% of precincts reporting. The new policy will also make the personal possession and that's already said. Okay. Michigan has proved to become a hotspot for psychedelics reform in recent months. The Ann Arbor City Council has already elected to make enforcement of laws prohibition psychedelics. Like the writing here is not great. Like psilocybin, ayahuasca, and DMT among the city's lowest priorities. And lawmakers recently followed up by declaring September Entheogenic Plants and Fungi Awareness Month. Sounds like we all need to go to Ann Arbor in September. After local legislators passed that decriminalization resolution last year, the Washtenaw County prosecutor announced that his office will not be pursuing charges over possessing entheogenic plants and fungi, regardless of the amount at issue. So even if you have like fucking 7,000 pounds of fucking mushies, hey, sounds good to me. In September, the Grand Rapids City Council approved a resolution supporting the decriminalization of a wide range of psychedelics. At that time, the local activists are pushing to end criminalization of psychedelics. A pair of state senators have introduced a bill to legalize the possession, cultivation, and delivery of an array of plant and fungi-derived psychedelics like psilocybin and mescaline. So, Michigan looking good, folks. I'm just saying, everyone, let's go to Michigan. I am endorsing the state of Michigan today. All right, what else do we have in the news? We got some stupid-ass shit in the news all the time, so that's the one good story that I got for you. That's the one good story. All right, let's do it. Oh my god, my fucking back. You ever get like a really good stretch in? Oh, baby. Oh, I'm gonna come. Oh, wait. I just came. All right, amazing. Oh, what a great stretch. Woo! All right, with that being said, let's ruin the moment. Let's go, Brandon.
If you look at that, if you look at what's going on with some of the big corporations with their woke agenda, when you look at the Brandon administration in terms of what they're doing.
And they keep doing this. Look at this.
You know, I don't even know, like, do you know how that started? Like, it was, and like, you know, you have the media, they're hand-wringing over this. But, you know, it was at a NASCAR race, and they're doing an interview with the driver, I guess his name was Brandon, and the crowd starts chanting very colorful language about Joe Biden. And it was obvious that they were doing, and, you know, it is what it is. First of all, they said way worse about Trump for 4 years. We know that. But so they're chanting this, and so you have a reporter.
My favorite part, by the way, about this whole thing is the election integrity podium. That's my favorite fucking, like, part of all of this, is the election integrity podium. It's so good. Like, everything about this is, like, they, like, again, I told y'all the other day, or was it yesterday? I don't remember. I told y'all, we are going to be dealing with Let's Go Brandon for the next fucking 10 years. I'm telling you this. It's gonna last until Joe Biden, like, at least until Joe Biden steps down. Whenever that is. If that is, like, you know, 3 years from now, 7 years from now, etc. I mean, we're going to be dealing with this for a long time. Because, again, when the right finds one thing that they like to joke about, they will again, look at the attack helicopter jokes. Right? They've been doing that shit for like 30 years. Right? They're going to be Let's Go Brandoning the whole world for a long time. So, I mean, again, get prepared for the cringe. And again, like I said, I made a whole video on Let's Go Brandon. The origin story is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Because Let's Go Brandon sounds a lot like fuck Joe Biden. It's a decent origin story. Right? But you know, you gotta know when to leave on a high note. Like, these motherfuckers gotta watch Seinfeld. And they gotta see that episode where George Costanza leaves on a goddamn high note. You say, oh, look, they mistook fuck Joe Biden for Let's Go Brandon. That's really funny. Look how the media sucks. All right, I'm out. I'm done. That's what they got to do. But instead, it's already in the ground. Like, a week into Let's Go Brandon, and it was already it's already in the negatory position. But anyway, I don't care at all about what Ron DeSantis was talking about, but I find that whole situation pretty humorous. So, and not for the same reasons that they do. Pain and agony. Bear with me here, okay? I know that you're a little slow. Do you actually think that 51% of the time, those with anarchist politics are burning communities to the ground? Do you actually think that? Like, I am an anarchist activist. Do you think that 51% of my time that I spend is burning houses down in my neighborhood? Do you actually think that? It's on video. What is it? Are you saying I'm an anarchist activist? Are you saying that I am on video burning things down 51% of the time. Or let's just go with 50.1% of the time. I am on video burning my community down. Seattle, for starters. Seattle was burned down. Minneapolis was burned down. The whole cities were burned down. Antifa is on video doing that. Huh? You think the entire city of Seattle or Minneapolis has been burned down? And again, you said anarchist activists spend 50.1% of their time burning communities down. Well, first of all, the AutoZone fire in Minneapolis was actually started by a cop. So, next. Wendy's, who cares? So, okay. Are you saying that Wendy's in Minneapolis is the community? Not apartment complexes, houses, not townhouses, not condominiums, not hotels, not motels, but Wendy's. Evidence for that? Yes. This came out like 7 or 8 months ago. Just look it up. AutoZone fire. So Wendy's is the community. If Wendy's is like a religious hotspot for you and you have to go there like for a pilgrimage, like as part of your community, then there are bigger problems than anarchist activists. And again, you said a majority of the time. You said the majority of the time, anarchist activists. So, do you know how many anarchist activists are in the United States? I'm 25 years old, right? I'm an anarchist. Let's assume I've been like very into anarchism for like 4 or 5 years now, okay? So let's just go with that. Okay, so about 5, let's just say 5 years I've been an anarchist, okay? So that means for 2.5 years or 2.6 years of my anarchist activism, I have been setting fires to my community. Is that correct? Is that your claim? I have spent 2.6 years of my life setting fire to my community. Is that what your claim is? Because that's what you said. Every time Antifa does something, shit goes stupid. You were at a protest on video, only a month or two ago where protesters blocked the streets. Did you know that protesters in Elizabeth City had police permission to block the streets? Are you aware of that? That Elizabeth City protesters got permits from the police department? Is that knowledge that you have, or are you just too stupid to interact? Now again, you said a majority of my time that I spend is burning down my community. You didn't say anything about blocking streets. You said burning down my community. Not a single fire has been set in Elizabeth City. So I'm asking you what you're talking about. Evidence of those permits? Look it up. Elizabeth City permit. It's on video. I don't know what the fuck I tell you. I documented the entire protest, so you can watch every single moment of it if you want on my channel. Pain and agony. Are you denying that there were... I have like permits like somewhere in my fucking closet somewhere because I kept them all. Like, how dumb are you? Like, you literally believe things without evidence. Here's an article. About protest permits. This is from April 30th. Why not show it? I already did show it. I showed it on April 30th when this happened. Like, I have no idea why you feel the need to lie about people or why you feel the need to exaggerate your lies. It really is bizarre. RH, $10. You'd think there were no issues with the environment, supply chain, infrastructure, social services, COVID, and gross inequality. All of these buttholes do is keep the goddamn effed up culture we're going because they're stupid. They're dumb. People like Pain and Agony are too dumb to care about anything that has to do with anyone other than themselves. Why not show? I just linked an article. Do you want me to link it again? Like, it did you not click it? It's what? Like, is this guy stupid or? Pain and Agony. Pain and Agony. Listen to yourself, buddy. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. What are you saying? Pain and Agony. Listen to yourself. I documented this entire protest. You can go back and watch videos on my channel. Search my channel for Elizabeth City. Watch the videos. I was against the permits. I don't think we should have permits for protesting. The First Amendment says right to peaceful assembly. Not a single property was damaged in Elizabeth City over the course of 197 days, okay? So I think that the permits were stupid. So if you go back and watch my videos, you will see me complaining about the police saying that we should file permits. But people filed permits anyway. I was against it. Personally, I was against it. But I still documented the news and covered the protest when they had permitted protests for over 100 days. So again, all the evidence is out there. As you said, it's on video. You literally said that yourself when it comes to, oh, Antifa burned down the Wendy's. It's on video. Yeah, so is this. It's on video. So, I don't know what to tell you. You can either look at the videos, or you can continue to live in a fantasy world. Now again, I don't agree with permits. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution says that we have a right to peaceful assembly. Again, I implore you to look for damage that was done to Elizabeth City over the course of 197 days ago. Until now, I implore you, study the internet. Look in in-depth way as possible. Find any damage to Elizabeth City that was done during the protest. If you find that article or that evidence that there was damage done during the protests here in my city, I will give you $1,000. And I'm telling you this right now. So if you can produce that article, I will give you $1,000. But again, you are wrong. You are wrong. Are there some people that identify as anarchists that burn things down? Yes. But to say that every anarchist in the world is always burning things down is wrong. That's wrong. That is factually untrue. Yes, there are anti-fascist protesters that have burned buildings down. Absolutely. To deny that would be denying reality. But you did not say that anti-fascist activists burned a couple buildings down a couple times. You said all anarchist activists have spent a majority, which is 51%, of their time burning the community down. And the only example you gave was Wendy's in Minneapolis. And now you're saying because someone burned down a Wendy's in Minneapolis, that means that my city that I participated in protesting was also burned down. What? I'm just, think about that. Think about that. Without any evidence at all, you made some bizarre claims. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Tell me. I'm waiting. I would love to know. And also, what you said, anarchist activists spend... The show is... By the way, folks, the show is over. This is just bonus content. You said anarchist activists spend 51% of their time, quote, burning down the community. Now, so far you've said AutoZone. A lot of people live at AutoZone, apparently. That's a bustling neighborhood. Wendy's. Apparently, like 18 families just moved into the Wendy's. The police precinct is the community. Again, the community is houses, playgrounds, schools, parks. That's the community. Now, if you want to point out times where people have died in protests during 2020, I'm willing to listen. There were a lot of bad things that happened in the protests of 2020, without a doubt. But to say that every activist who is an anarchist spent 51% of their time burning down the community is factually wrong. And then you took that hyperbolized fake idea and applied it to Elizabeth City, North Carolina, because you're watching a stream of an anarchist activist who participated in protests in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, where not a single fire was started, not a single rock was thrown, not a single window was broken in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. But because someone burned down a Wendy's a year ago in Minneapolis, you think that that means I spend 51% of my time burning my city down when there's no evidence. Antifa... They don't. A majority of time people spend is actually eating, sleeping, and just like going to work. That's a majority of time. Now, if you want to say anti-fascists are violent, and most of them are violent, that's a different argument than saying a majority of their time is spent being violent. Again, I personally will tell you I don't have a problem at all with burning down a Wendy's. I don't. Would I do it? No, because I don't want to go to jail, but I don't have a problem with it. When they aren't being Antifa, what does that even mean? Every time you see Antifa and Black Bloc, they are violent. That is not true. So 100% of the time someone is dressed up in Black Bloc, they're violent? Is that your claim? Because I've dressed up in Black Bloc. And I've never set anything on fire. Now, again, I don't necessarily disagree with setting things on fire. It's just that I don't want to spend the fucking time and energy, doing that stupid shit. And also, fire is extremely dangerous. And also, I'm just not that kind of person. Look at me. I'm a little frail goofball. I'm not going to do that stupid shit. But again, so now you're saying 51% of the time anarchist activists are burning down the community. And 100% of the time someone dresses up. True. That is factually incorrect. Now, if you want to say Antifa has a proclivity to become violent, that's at least something within the realm of reality. Yes, if there are a lot of people in Black Bloc at a protest, there is a chance, you can even say a higher chance, like 30-40%, that there will be some form of violence. That is a claim. But to say 100% of the time, that is just so factually incorrect that why even bother? And again, I'm still waiting for you to produce the property damage in Elizabeth City that took place. I'm waiting for it. Can you produce that property damage in Elizabeth City? I'd love to hear about it. Because you're just zipping from conspiracy to conspiracy theory. When I buy drugs, I dress in Black Bloc. Is that violence? Black Bloc is literally just dressing up in all black. So you're saying 100% of the time people dress up in black that they are violent. That's not true. That's just not true. Goth kids in middle school dress up in Black Bloc sometimes. What is your argument? Now again, I'm perfectly willing to discuss and have a conversation on the reality of the world. We can discuss tactics of anti-fascism. We can discuss tactics of anarchism. I'm down to discuss those things. But as long as you're like swimming in these conspiracy theories, it's just pointless. It's weird as well. It's strange. It's strange behavior. That would be like if I said 100% of right-wingers are neo-Nazis and want to commit a second Holocaust. Do I actually think that? No. I think that there's a chunk of them that do. Absolutely. But do I think it's 100%? No. Do I think that 51% of right-wingers or right-wingers spend 51% of their time doing hate crimes against transgender people? No, I don't. I think that they spend a chunk of their time doing such things. But am I going to say it's 51% a majority of their time? No, because that's factually untrue and there's no evidence to support that. Anyway, folks, that's the show for today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I love to dunk on the dullards, so I understand a lot of people get upset, and I understand that, right? But for me, this is fun as hell, so I love to dunk on the dullards. Thank you all, and that's it. There you go. Bada boom, folks. That's the show. Pain and Agony, $1,000 if you can produce any property damage in Elizabeth City. Thank you. Have a good one.
In the governor's race here in Virginia.
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it
all of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA.
What little bit that I know, I don't care.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well, I'm not going to, you know,
all of a sudden
I don't.
Neanderthal DNA. All of a sudden
I don't have that much knowledge on it.
All of a sudden we can't talk
I don't have that much knowledge on it.
What is what is critical race theory?
All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal DNA.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that
What is critical race theory? What is critical race theory?
All of a sudden we can't talk about
I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that I don't. What little bit that I know, I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well, I'm not going to. You know,
all of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal.
I don't.
Unbelievable. All of a sudden we can't talk about Neanderthal.
I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it's something that I'm not. That I don't care for.
All of a sudden,
what's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much. What little bit that I know, I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, you know, I don't. I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't have that much knowledge on it. But it's something that I don't care.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much. But it's something that I don't. What little bit that I know, I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to. You know, I don't.
Bad deal. Should have never been.
I don't have that much knowledge on it.
Really
but it's something that I'm not. That I don't care.
The worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt.
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
Get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world. Please clap.